Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie Stopa, Leadership Development Coach, and I'm here today to work through a seminar with you on working the plan. So if you're part of the Leadership Development Group, this is the last actual seminar of the group where we put everything together. So let me share my screen and we'll get started. Hello then. Working the plan, it's really like plan the work and then work the plan. Those are the most important things about planning itself. You've got to have a plan in order to be able to move forward. So in working the plan, we're going to talk about, well, what do I mean by working the plan? And then for the campaign and for the quarter, understanding your results, finding some gaps, plan to take action, and then the multiplier, which is your team. So we're putting everything that we've learned so far in the program together, and now we're going to walk through and see how it all works consistently. So planning first, then executing your plan, and then tracking your progress along the way is really important. And the reason for the plan in the first place is so that you can hit goals that you've set for yourself. And a goal is a destination. Your plan is how you get there. So think of it as a trip that you take in your car. If you're planning and executing and then you get a little off track, you've got to go back and take a look at what happened and make some adjustments to work your plan out. So you don't want to get yourself in a place where you're saying, oh, I wish I should have, I could have, I would have. So tracking and seeing where you're at on a daily basis or every few days can really help you to stay on track and reach that goal that you've set for yourself. It's important to track your progress so that you can take the right action and achieve your goals. So first, track your progress in the short term. Take a look on a daily basis or during that current campaign and see how you're going towards your goals. And we'll take a look at a vibe report that can really help you do that as well. But it's also important to have a long-term goal. Short-term and then long-term, so you have an opportunity to celebrate your progress along the way. You stop, you celebrate, you make adjustments, and then you move on. Always important. So every quarter, and a quarter is 6 campaigns. And then once the year is over, which we've just finished 2017, then you want to take a look back and reflect on what you did, what worked, what didn't work, and maybe you had some coulda, shoulda, wouldas that you can think about that you would want to make sure that you don't forget in this situation. So here's how you can take a look at your progress. During the campaign, you can go right to the progress report on Vibe, typically right on your home screen. It will tell you what your current progress is towards your title and give you an opportunity to even take a look at how far you are from the next title or the title beyond that. Really a great opportunity to take a look daily to see how you're doing. What do you think that this report is reflecting? So it tells us specifically what the requirements are. So in this case, we're taking a look at a silver leader. This person is about 78% of the way there. She has her personal sales nailed, but she has more team sales that she needs. She's at 7,000 something and she needs 12,500. And first generation orders, she has all the first generation orders she needs, but she is missing one silver ambassador. So we have an opportunity to see exactly where she is and where she's headed to. So think about, how often do you track your progress? How often do you look at your goals? All right, so let's look at an example. Meet Carrie. Carrie is a bronze leader who recently participated in the Leadership Development Program. She checks her progress during the current campaign and finds that she has achieved 99% of her current title's requirements, and she's thrilled that her efforts are paying off. Now, Carrie has a goal to become a silver leader in the next year, and when she checks her progress towards silver leader and sees the requirements, what she'll need to do is make sure that she adjusts and makes those activities help her to reach that goal in the end. So let's take a look. So as I mentioned before, we were talking about Carrie. Carrie's a little short on her team sales, and she's short on her first generation leaders. What do you think Carrie should do to gain more first generation leaders? There are some strategies that she can put into place that we'll talk about here in just a little bit. And what strategies do you think she should use to help grow her team sales? How can she make progress by working with her team to develop so that this goal is not just being done by her, but the team is helping as well? Okay, so let's take a look at what she can do. So for her team sales, she can grow her team's total number of orders. And she can also grow the team's average order size. So those are two of the things that we're looking at that she can do right away. So think about you and your team. How can you grow your total number of orders? So let's take a look at some of these tips and ideas. So first, for total orders, you could share best practices on social media. You could also follow up with representatives that haven't placed orders and share ideas for creating an order during this campaign. And then as far as the average order is concerned, you can share add-on sales ideas with your team. And here's a great example. When a customer buys a lipstick, talk to her about the matching lip liner. And when she buys mascara or eyeliner, how about another mascara or eyeliner, depending on which she's buying? And then cross-category sales. So if she's always buying in the makeup line, maybe you want to have her buy a piece of jewelry that will finish her look, and vice versa. Also, think about online sales. When you go to buy online, it also says people who purchase this item may also purchase this item. So what other ideas do you think would help Carrie increase her team's sales? She may be able to do some training classes with her team for add-on selling. And what about our new opportunity with health and wellness? Getting that team together and sharing the best practices and how to add on to sales could be a really important part of building that team together. Now, what plan of action can she take to increase her first generation leaders? Well, as we've talked about before, we know that increasing the number of people that you talk to about the earning opportunity could be a great way to find new recruits interested in leadership. And when you take a look at your team, you might be able to identify some people who have really great potential. And remember, great potential might be they are already having personal sales level at the qualifications it takes to be a bronze ambassador. The $200 sales level is that for all levels. And then what if you identify team members who are good potential leaders, who's always wanting to be a part of everything, whose orders are on time, who pays their bills on time, and take time to discuss the leadership opportunity with them. Maybe they don't know or understand how much money is available or out there to them. Maybe they don't know what to say. So you could coach them to the next level and help them achieve their next title. And remember, when you help others get what they want, you also get what you want. And remember that when you're coaching someone, you only want to coach people who really want to be coached, and you want to make sure that you ask permission first. Now, as I said, it's important to track your progress, and we've taken a look at the short term. Now let's shift a bit and take a look at the long term, or a 6-campaign period. So taking a look at your team's progress to rise to the next level, it's important that you understand your results, right? So look at the results that we see here and find the gaps, find areas for recognition, things to celebrate, and maybe some plans to take action. So as we take a look at this sample, we can see that she is currently, her personal sales are at $536. So she is excelling in her team sales. Now, she is down on her appointments from her goal, and her earnings amount is a bit down. Team new appointments aren't where they were expected to be. Team order activity is down. Taking a look at the team's orders, down by 1. The average order size is down by $19, and total team sales off of Bronze Leader by $1,063. So you can see that in order to make progress, she will really want to track that results. So this chart actually represents a gold ambassador on her way to where she wants to go, and that again is to that Bronze Leader position. So she needs $98 more in sales, 1 more team order going in, 4 more team appointments. Her team size is right on. She needs to improve her activity, and there you see it. So, ideas to improve her personal results. Now, we know in her case, she was doing well in her personal sales, but that might not be the situation for you. So how could she improve her own personal appointments and her own personal sales? Prospecting more to meet new people, always adding new people to your team, going back to the people you know and contact them again, setting a goal to make 5 contacts 5 days a week so that it's consistent. What about opportunity meetings? An opportunity meeting is a great place for a brand new representative to be able to invite people to come and hear about Avon. And you, the leader, can then mentor and show her exactly how to talk to those people. And then follow the grow process when you talk to people. Increase add-on sales and cross-category sales, and steal ideas from others. Think about your downline or your upline. Are they doing some things that you might be able to do? Also, what about other representatives that you come in contact with? How about new titles? Identify who your next leaders might be. Coach your next leaders. Coach lower level leaders to achieve higher titles. What other ideas do you think that we could put into place to grow or increase the personal measures that we might be adding to the team. So remember, these are just some basic ideas that you can use to get started, but you can make a plan to improve your results. All right, let's go on to see what it looks like to plan to take action and improve the team results. Some of those actions might be share best practices and how-to ideas on social media. Duplicate any of the learnings that you've gotten from the coaching program. And if you haven't been in the coaching program yet, enroll. It's a free program. It lasts about 13 weeks. It's a great format for training, especially if you've never had leadership training in the past. All right, recognize the team members regularly. Create team competitions and offer some prizes. Connect the team with learning opportunities. You know, have they recently taken a look at Avon University? The Avon U has many new training courses, including all of those for the new health and wellness line. Invest in coaching in the right people and focus on your gaps. So, what other ideas? Could you have a party, invite people? How about an Avon party? You could party like a boss. You could invite folks over, have some hors d'oeuvres, share the earning opportunity, talk to them about yourself and who you are, why you love Avon, what you're doing with your business, and ask them to join. Okay, now let's move on to just remembering some important things here. You're going to track, and some of you are going to be able to track daily because you have larger teams. Those with less large teams might be just taking a look at your results every 2 to 3 campaigns. And as you track your results and you determine that there are shortfalls, put an action plan in place and start working on that plan in the short term. Now, for the other side, which is beyond the campaign, tracking your business results versus your goal every 6 campaigns to determine if you need to adjust your approach is really important. When you're reaching for that next title, if you find that you're just not bringing on the number of representatives you need on your team, putting a plan in place to be more consistent about your prospecting and talking to people could make a very large difference in what happens. And remember, consistency is a really important part of the business you do because you don't get instant gratification here. When you're adding people to your team, you might go out and talk to several people and not have instant results. And I know we come from really liking instant results, but in this business, the person you talk to today or tomorrow could be the person who signs up next year. So just a little story about that. I was in the Victoria's Secret in the mall, and I was having a conversation with one of the employees there, and it was a great conversation. Her mom used to use Avon a lot. She used some of the products herself, and I encouraged her that it might be an opportunity that she could try. Well, I took all of her information so I could call and reach out to her and talk to her more about it when she wasn't at work. And I followed up with her and I shared some more information. I had given her my card as well, remember? And she said, you know, I just don't think it's right for me right now today. And wow, was I surprised. 1 year later, a year later, she called me and she said, hey, Deb, I'm just calling you. I kept your business card because I knew Avon was something I was going to do at some point, and I think I'm ready now. Can you come help me get signed up? So had I not gone out that day and talk to my 5 people 5 times, 5 people a day, 5 times a week, a year later, I wouldn't have had that result. So think about consistently. So tracking daily, tracking by the campaign. Does anyone else have lessons that you've learned over the years? So think about those lessons that you've learned over the years. Those could be things that you share with your team now to help them understand, like the story I just shared with all of you. It's a business plan, and you have to think strategically. Now, the thing that's important is don't forget your team is your multiplier. What can you do for your team, and what can your team do for you? So if you spend time training, sharing, coaching, and developing your team members, when they grow, it affects your team growth as well. So it is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others to succeed. And that quote is by Napoleon Hill. Now we're just going to take a quick look at your application guide for this week. And we want to make sure that you take the time to take a look. Start by putting your name in. Of course, look at your results and see if you can find what your positives are, where there might be gaps, making those identifications, and then plan to take action. So you might find some really great results on there. It's about what did you do to get those results, and how can you take action in the future to continue putting those things into place? What new things can you try? And then working your plan. Take a look at the last 2 campaigns and see where you're at so far. Do you need to make some adjustments? Do you need to change a little bit about what you're doing? So again, find the gaps, plan to take action, and then put them into action. Give yourself a goal and a plan of action and a time frame in which to do it. That's what's going to help you to be the most successful. Setting yourself up for success is important. Now, if you're part of our group right now, we're going to be doing a collaboration call coming up soon. And we're going to ask this hot topic question. So please think about it. What is your proudest moment as an Avon business leader? Now, that proudest moment might be about you. It might be about someone else. It could be an achievement. But we just want to hear from you and what makes you proud. So working the plan, and you put together a great plan. Now it's about finding out if the plan's working. So execution is a really important part, and we know that you learned already to put those things on your calendar, to have action plans in place, and now we're tracking that progress. And I can't wait to hear what you've accomplished during our one-on-one calls. If you aren't achieving your goal now, I know that once you put those plans in place, that you're going to be able to do it. Now, I wish you all the best in working the plan. It's an important part of what you do every day. Again, I'm Leadership Development Coach Debbie Stopa, and I wish you a great day and grand business for the year moving forward. Thanks everyone for attending. Bye now.